I talk about this with
Can't
entrepreneurship
compare
all the time.
yourself.
Like people are like, Gary, I want to be like you. I'm like, you're not going to be.
Be like you.
Correct. I was like, I was selling stuff at 5. I've only done this. I'm 40 years in, only doing this. I was a natural talent, only doing this. Like, you're 29 and you were a good student, worked at a company, and you're starting your first business. It's going to be a gap. Same for me. Like, I'm not going to look like other people that maybe put in the same amount of work with me because they've been genetically predisposed to get different outcomes of the same work. That's okay. Just maximize you.
So what would your advice be to somebody who is looking at outside sources like people or they want to grow?
Keeping up with the Joneses is the number one way to be an unhappy person.
There we go.
Like nobody else's physique, nobody else's bank account, nobody else's girl, nobody else's guy, nobody else's trips, nobody else's car, nobody else's follow count, blue check mark. Like it's never going to work out. It's never going to work out. Go into your cocoon. You know, I do my best work in the gym when I create fake scenarios. So Mike sometimes will be like, what did you just do? Because he knows me well. Because I'm doing something really hard for me and I crush it. And I'm like, oh, I was making pretend that I was in a concentration camp.
Yes.
And if I don't do these weights, they're going to kill my grandparents. And he's like, you are a sick fuck. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Or other times, like a lot of times I make pretend I was part of the University of Miami football team with The Rock. And like, I have to do, like, the whole team's watching me. Like, I really have to do this stuff with my head. And like, I like that stuff. And I want people to kind of almost live their life that way. Like, do not live for anybody outside. Live for yourself. Play within your own cocoon. Create your own scenarios with yourself, for yourself, and very good outcomes will happen.
Let's talk on this mindset for a little bit, because this is my number 2 or maybe number 1 performance hack is the story that you're telling yourself in your head.
100%.
Because when most people go to the gym or do anything hard for that matter, they what if the bad stuff. What if I can't do it? What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself in front of all these people? I like to play the game, what if the good stuff? What if I could go for a minute longer? What if I could do 3 more reps? What would it mean about me if I was able to accomplish this thing?
Comma, I love that. That's very beautiful. Comma, what about the concept of if you go to a public gym and you're only doing 15s and somebody snarks at you, what about actually feeling bad for that person?
Yeah.
Like
I've
to
been
me, the thought that somebody would try to hurt your feelings when you're in the gym just means they're deeply insecure. Deeply.
Yeah.
You know, and so like, I think we as a society need to start feeling bad for people that try to make us feel bad. Like, actually feel bad for them.
Well, it's your whole brand, empathy.
I believe
Have
in it.
empathy for them.
I genuinely have compassion for people that are trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
I like have never reacted to the negativity thrown at me in anything other than compassion.
Never.
Like,
Because for me, I had to understand, because I used to be that person.
I
where would
got
occasionally-
fortunate. Let's remember, I'm 47. I didn't start living my public life until I was like 34. So many more people, all of you, are growing up with it now. So I'm sure if I was 18 and started doing the Gary Vee thing, that
there
I was
was social media back then.
Yeah, I was probably a less strong mentally supernova.
Yeah.
Though I was still me, I would have probably done well-ish, but I would have succumbed. I would have definitely had insecurities around like, who the fuck knows my zit, or you know, there would have been shit, right?
Yeah.
I can relate to that. For me, I got fortunate when this all went down. I was like on the other side of the hill by then.